Tech Tales 36 today, May 22nd on a Saturday, 12:36 p.m. Just finished the session with Bertlin Hope, and I figured, you know what, before I leave the chair, I should just go ahead and do a Tech Tales recording. So, reading a time slip from Thursday, May 6th. This was 7:10 to 7:40 p.m. I'm just looking here to be sure that I'm looking at the right one. Yeah, 31 minutes. And this is the apartment building with the letter M, as in Mike. I'm gonna try doing the phonetic, continuing with the phonetic. So, Delta is the person that I'm referring to here. Connected remote to newly reassigned computer. Removed prior Microsoft 365 license credentials for Bravo and Charlie. Assigned Microsoft 365 stamp. Wait a minute, I remember doing that one. I already did that one. Okay, going down to the next one. Also Thursday, 9:06 a.m. to 9:17 a.m. So this is actually earlier in the day on Thursday, and this is that crazy thing I've told you about before where if I edit a slip, it changes position. But this is a different office, so that's okay. This is the apartment building with the letter golf. 9:06 a.m. to 9:17 a.m., 11 minutes for Bravo, phone and remote support regarding OneDrive file storage operation and default app for PDF files reset to use Adobe Acrobat Reader. I remember that she had called me saying that her computer's working differently now and she doesn't understand this OneDrive. Well, we had migrated the office to Microsoft 365. We didn't do all the computers at once as they needed to be upgraded to Microsoft 365. We did so. And Bravo's computer was already on Microsoft 365. I think she was using a personal account, and I recollect, I believe what I did is took away that license and assigned her the Office provided license and configured OneDrive so that it would provide as a backup for all of her documents in her documents folder and all the items on her desktop and all the things in her pictures folder. And we did not spend time with each staff person explaining how this operates. And it's occasionally caused a little bit of a difficulty for a person who is in the habit of opening a document and then making changes to it and then wanting to save it under a different name, but they don't want the original to be modified. The problem with that, when you're using OneDrive and you have it backing up your documents folder, is that when you open that prior file and start making changes, you'll see an indication up at top, saving document. It's constantly saving so that you don't have to remember to save. The problem with that is a person opens a previously used document, starts making changes, and now their original document is altered, and that's not what they want. When you have Microsoft Word configured this way, if you go to the File menu, there is no option for Save As. That's just gone if you're using OneDrive. So the way I get around that, I configure all the Microsoft Word installations that I do this way, is I use the quick, what do they call it? Quick Access Toolbar up at the top of Microsoft Word. I put an icon up there for new, for open, for quick print, and Save As is the last of those. So to get Save As on that menu option, you have to click down into More Commands, choose the File tab, scroll down and find the Save As option, click a button to move that over to the right-hand side of that screen, and then click up arrow a couple times to move that icon so it's sitting right next to the Save button on the Quick Access Toolbar. So now this is a training point because a person has to open the original document and then click on Save As so that they can put in the new name. Now they're not going to be modifying the original document, but it is a training point. And for people who use that method with their documents, they don't start with a new document, they open a previously used document and make changes to it. They have to be told, you have to do this differently now. Sometimes they're not happy about that, but the upside is their documents are getting backed up. Now I have another computer right outside this door here for one of my other clients, and I'm sure you'll be hearing a time slip, well, when I catch up on my time slips. It would be for Foxtrot. His Windows installation went bad, and instead of fixing it, we decided to get him a new computer. Well, he did have stuff stored on his desktop, and they're not critical files for the company. They were just convenience stuff, and he had internet favorites, well, browser favorites. He also had browser remembered passwords. Well, those turned out to be lost. I was not able to get them. Usually we can, but it didn't work out this time. So he lost all that. So his new computer now has OneDrive, so all that stuff gets backed up. So that let me get back to the rest of that. The other adjustment there was for PDF files. Occasionally, an update to Microsoft Edge will reset the default for PDF files so they open in the browser. She didn't want that, so I set the default to be Adobe Acrobat Reader, which is always what I set computers to default to that. But sometimes it apparently through a Microsoft Edge update is when I think that's where that happens, it gets changed. Maybe I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft Edge presents a question, would you like the most functionality? And you click yes. Well, you don't realize that means PDF files are going to open in the browser. Then let's see, let's look at the apartment building mic. Then this was for, I think I've already talked about Victor's computer. That's not the name. The name begins with a V. Victor is the phonetic for the letter V. Set up new computer and printer in Office, transfer work forms, data, and scanned files from old computer to new computer. The old computer in this case was a Windows Vista computer, pretty underpowered. This computer has been just limping along. I've wanted them to replace that computer for a long time, but the user didn't have strong needs or use of that in the past. But now she needs a better performing computer, and they finally decided to replace it. Thank you. I'm so happy. But then difficulty encountered with printer driver failing to recognize the new HP LaserJet MFP M226fdw printer. And then reviewed the new computer with Victor, removed old computer for electronics recycling, discussed remaining configuration needs for Victor, Delta, and Juliet. Continued troubleshooting HP printer failure after staff left. So they bought two of these HP LaserJet printers, which are fine printers. I don't fault at all that choice. But they just would not install. So they bought two of them, and on a subsequent time slip, I'll be talking about the one for the other office. But I started out by downloading just the basic driver, and it just would not see the printer. I went through various different ways of trying to do it. The result, the solution turned out to be use the DVD that came with the printer and just install the full software. And then I kind of trimmed it down so that it doesn't do so much nuisance stuff. But the downloaded driver for basic printing just would not see the printer. That was a total of 3 hours and 2 minutes for the setup work that I did on that and the troubleshooting for the printer. So that'll do it for this time slip. I hope that was useful. Have a great day. Catch you later. Goodbye.